Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? And welcome to the 6th episode of Do We Have a Point? I'm your host, Brad, and Danl is still enjoying life out in Oregon. I hate him, but he'll be back on Monday to tell us all about it. Today, I have another special guest. It's the one and only, and my one and only, Samantha Stonecipher. I'm putting your last name in.
Why?
Because it's not that hard to figure out who it is.
Throwing my words back at me.
Yeah.
Be an ass.
That's what I do.
You're
That's
dick.
why you love me.
Maybe.
Introduce yourself.
I don't know really what to say. Other than I'm Sam and I'm a computer nerd. That's basically all I do.
Hobbies, likes, Funko Pops. You know.
I do love my Funkos. The Funkos still need to make the giant Joker to go with my Batman.
Yes, but
I work. I do computer shit. That's about it. I mean, yeah. But there's really nothing more to say. I collect Funkos. I love my Funkos. I love Batman. And that's honestly about it. I have a teenager. I don't have much of a life.
why do I love you?
I don't know.
I guess I get all the action, and that's enough for both of us. I go out and do stuff. I leave the house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's see, today was the first day I think I've left the house in almost 2 weeks. Other than when we went to pick up the Christmas tree.
Yeah, that was last weekend. Yeah, we got to get you out of the house more.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
You wake up and you sit in front of your 3 monitors.
I've been at home from work since, March, basically?
March, yeah, you had, 1 month back?
If that.
After the original restrictions lifted, they set you back, and then you had your heart issue.
Yep. And that's still kicking.
I hope.
Yeah, it's been rough. But I really enjoy working from home.
Yeah, you get to sit in your PJs all day.
Hit that snooze button, not have to get up.
You got to be at work at
Early.
9. I can get up at 8:59. Clock
Log in from my phone.
Go to the kitchen.
Coffee. Coke. Do laundry. Really is nice working from home. I don't have to drive. I'm saving money on gas. I don't have to put mileage on the car. It works.
Must be nice.
It is.
I was an essential employee all through it. I'm an essential employee now. I'm putting all the miles on my truck.
We put the miles on your truck anyway when we go anywhere.
But we don't really go anywhere.
True.
I'm just glad I'm not doing the DoorDash anymore because I've really cut down the miles. I put 10,000 miles now on that truck.
Already?
Since June.
Yeesh.
December 16th will be the 6-month anniversary of that truck. And I'm getting ready to roll on 10,000 miles.
You know, when I worked for DPNL, I used to drive my car out to the substations because we would get mileage for it. And that was really nice. It was a good bonus to take your own. We were putting so many miles on it. I ended up racking up within, I think, 6 months, at least 30 to 35,000 miles on my car.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And how much was the reimbursement?
About 52 cents a mile, I think.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than a lot of CDL companies pay their drivers.
They had 3 of us going out, and it was so bad that we had to get a company vehicle for us to use because we were killing them in mileage. I would have to go from here all the way down to Aberdeen where I grew up because I knew the area, and I can get to the substations pretty easily. So, I mean, from here to there is about, 100-ish, give or take, miles one way.
One way, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'd have to do that every week out to the substations. So it was a nice little bonus. Car didn't really care for it, but I got good gas mileage at least.
Yeah, but they don't pay for your oil changes or flat tires or anything else that'll break down.
We don't talk about that.
Why not?
Because my history with flat tires is, I just had a screw in mine that you fixed for me Monday.
Yeah. Don't even know where that screw came from. You haven't driven the car.
I have no clue. The only thing I can think of is maybe the construction zone on 75 or
maybe
all the car work right down the street.
Oh yeah, our neighbors it's a halfway home where they live and they fix cars and they fix up the house and they've actually done quite a good job with that house. And then they're all really nice people. They keep to themselves. They work on cars all day. And it's the 3-car wide road, and they take up both sides. So you got to drive slow right between them. And oftentimes you'll see their feet sticking out underneath one of the cars out into the main road. So that's always fun.
Or they're just like the kids. You know, the kids chasing the ball, how they'll like cut out into the middle of the street without looking.
Yeah.
They've done that to me quite a few times. But I think it's a really good idea for people who are in need and need that assistance. I think it's a really good thing.
Yeah, and like I said, we haven't had a problem one out of them ever. And they get visitation rights with their kids every now and then. You'll see them come out and they'll be out running around. And one of them has a RC car. They race up and down the street. And
they were doing that a few months ago when it was still warm,
yeah.
like warm outside. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty quiet.
I like this little section of the neighborhood.
And even with them working on cars, I'm really surprised with how quiet it still is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not out there banging. They're not doing body work or anything, but
yeah,
they're pretty quiet with doing the engine work and changing axles and struts and whatnot.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it keeps them busy. It gives them a trade out of rehab, and
it's hard. It's hard for people to come out of a shitty situation and find something that's going to make them feel, I don't know, adequate, I guess. Make them feel...
It's a good word.
Worth something. And if they
Give
have
them a
something
purpose.
and if they have something to work on, then, it keeps them out of trouble.
Keeps them off the drugs.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I don't see beer cans or anything out there.
Yeah, I haven't either. I haven't seen any trash.
I think it's a 100% clean home, and they did a lot of exterior work. They redid the whole side yard, made it, put in like a rock garden, some small trees and stuff. They
like the whole landscaping type thing.
Yep. And they built a whole front awning that wasn't there originally. They put up the legs and support, put the awning up, and it's really nice. They've done a great job. Except for their neighbor directly next to him, which is our neighbor directly across the street, who's a fucking prick, who taught them and showed them how to do the landscaping and when to cut their grass so it always matched his grass. I hate this guy. He thinks this is an HOA neighborhood, and it's not. He goes around and talks to all the neighbors to try to get things. If he doesn't like... the way your yard looks, he'll call the fucking city. We had the grass got a little crazy because the lawnmower was down 6 inches tall, and we got a notice on the door from the city saying that it's too high and we need to cut it down.
If somebody were to come over and show me how to mow my own yard, I would do one of two things. One, I would either keep fucking it up so that way they can come over and continue to mow my yard, or I would mow it any way I want to. I'd put freaking swirlies in the damn yard if I could.
Oh, yeah, fuck you. I'm pouring gasoline on it and killing the grass.
Oh.
Now you got to look at that. Ha-ha.
Aw. I mean, screw you. And for someone who has the cars that he has and you cannot back out of a fucking driveway.
Motherfucker hit my car parked on the street because the tail end of my car was directly in line with his driveway. And for some reason, he felt like just backing straight out of the driveway without cutting the wheel to get into the street. And plows into my driver's side rear door. And I'm not walking up, knocking on the door. I hit your car. You were parked behind the driveway. I'm like, you don't know how to fucking drive? Luckily, he paid for it. Put out of his own pocket, no insurance involved. But so now when, your daughter's boyfriend Clayton, when he comes over, he parked there once, and he came over, knocked on the door, and said, "Hey, just want to let you know you're parked in front of the driveway.
Yeah,
I want to move the car."
He couldn't wait to get out of the door to get to us when we left that day.
Hey, can you have him move the car, please? Like, can you cut the fucking wheel when you pull out of your driveway?
Part of me just wants to park the car there and leave it.
I mean, he'll pay for it.
Like it's going to hurt that car.
Yeah. Hopefully get rid of it anyway.
Not yet.
Eventually.
We're getting there. How long has he been there? Like, what was it like growing up in this neighborhood with him there?
Never had an issue with him until... Well, of course, I also didn't grow up in this neighborhood. This was my grandma's neighborhood from about the time that I was 9. But I never saw him until, I don't know, I was probably 16 or 17 coming around. And he was already on his HOA kick. Like, my grandma had already hated him, but would never say anything. She was too polite. He'd come out and complain about grass or the trees or the leaves that had fallen, or you need to go out there and clean those up. She'd be like, "Oh, I will." Close the door. Fucking, I hate that guy.
But she'd go out and do it.
But then she'd go out and do it because she was also want to take care of her yard, but God forbid she missed a day. He was there to remind her.
Some people just don't have enough to do.
Nope. He likes to, let's see, in the wintertime when it snows and his car's all covered, he'll pull it out of the driveway and park on our side of the street to brush the snow off. And then he'll pull his car back in. In the summertime, when he's mowing his grass, he pulls his cars out because he's got a Cadillac and a Ford truck. Pulls them out and parks them on our side of the street, so that when he's mowing, the grass clippings don't slam up against the side of his car and scuff up the paint. So every time he does that, especially in the summer, I see him pull out the driveway. He parks on our side, goes to start mowing. That's when I go out back. I hop on the riding lawnmower and I come flying up around the side, up to the front yard. And you see him just drop what he's doing and just run to his car before my lawnmower gets next to his car.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out to change things on the mower, blow it the opposite way. Most mowers anymore have a mulcher blade anyway, so...
Yeah, it sucks it up. But he does push mowing, and he also likes to get on the ground, hands and knees style, with a ruler and a pair of scissors.
No.
Yes. Because he has a fire hydrant in his yard, and so he'll mow all around it, and then he'll go out there and then measure and then hand snip the grass around it so it's all nice and perfectly even.
I'm just happy if the yard's cut. I mean, I don't care what length or anything like that. Just, no.
At least use like a weed whacker or something around that. Or
why?
Hands and knees with scissors.
There's no need to be that meticulous about it.
Now, granted, his yard does look really fucking good.
I'm not saying it doesn't.
He's got an immaculate yard. It could be like a home and garden front cover.
HGTV.
Yeah. Could be like the front cover of the magazine. But to tell all of his neighbors his mowing schedule so that the grass could always be even, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So, let's go back. Where did you live? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in East Dayton, back in the hood in the old days, the early 90s.
And what was that like?
Late 80s, early 90s. As a kid, it wasn't bad. When now you get older and you look back, you're like, oh, that was actually kind of rough. Because we lived on Mama Street, right off of 3rd Street, on dead center of East Side. right next just 2 streets away from Torrance, which is notorious for lots of gun violence and just shootings, daily, nightly murders. It's just a bad street. We're just 2 streets away from that. And it was not uncommon for me to not be able to sleep at night if I didn't hear a gunshot.
Wow.
Because it's like, well, what's going on that it's not, somebody's not shooting somebody or shooting at something. So if there wasn't gunshots, it's like, well, what's going on?
What's wrong?
What's wrong? Something's wrong. I didn't have my night sounds of bang, bang going off.
Instead of the, like nature sounds and stuff, it's gunshots and sirens.
That's how I slept back then.
Yikes.
Yeah. I remember my mom raised me to be able to not talk to strangers and all that stuff. And she did it the right way to where when I was between that, I started babysitting myself at 5. Don't answer the door. Don't answer the phone. Okay. And I did that. I didn't answer the door and didn't answer the phone. And I was fine. Watch TV, play my toys, and it wasn't an issue. Can't do that now, but back then it was. Well, that was 88.
God, we're old.
Yeah. Whole different time back then. You put a 5-year-old alone now, and Jesus Christ.
All hell breaks loose.
Yeah. People in fucking Nova Scotia know what happened.
Within minutes.
But I remember there was an alleyway a couple houses down that would, cut between all the streets. And my mom gave me some money to go up to the little grocery store down the corner about 6 blocks away. And I was, I don't know, somewhere between 7 and 9 years old. 6 blocks away, east side Dayton during the rough times. And walking through the alley, and this kid comes up, older kid, still, I don't know, 13, 14. And he's talking with me for a minute. Everything was all right. And then suddenly he just pulls out this firecracker, lights it, and throws it at me. Like, it popped like just a few inches away from my ear. And that really fucked my ear up for quite I'd say, I think it was about a week or so. It was like half dead. It was just that going on in my ear the entire week. Still got to the store, though, and got the toilet paper, but that was living in Dayton. You got gunshots, you got kids throwing firecrackers at you.
So on 4th of July, did you always play the game gunshot or firework?
No, not till I was older and went to Detroit.
Oh, God.
That sucked. I slept on the floor of my semi-truck that night.
Out of hours, couldn't move?
Yeah, I was doing a drop-off. It was an overnight. So I'm just laying on the floor because it was like, the fireworks were supposed to have been over an hour ago, and I'm still hearing pop, 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 pop. And I don't know if that's people with bottle rockets or people shooting other people. I mean, I was like in Detroit that night.
Yuck.
And not on the outside. I was in Detroit, and yeah, I slept on the floor because I didn't want like a stray bullet to come through. So I figured the lower I can be, the better off I would be. But speaking of childhood stories, do you have any embarrassing stories from your childhood?
Probably. Grew up in a small town, so everybody knows everybody, and I mean, we did our typical kid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As far as going one place and telling your parents you're in another one.
Oh, yeah, classic.
Yeah, and then
the old switcheroo.
Yeah, as far as embarrassing, not so much me, but I've seen some really embarrassing stuff happen to other people. I mean, we would do my teenage years when we were growing up. It was when I was about 17. We would always have people over, just goofing off, playing around. Cousins would come down. We lived 2 hours away from everybody, so they would always come down because they saw it as a way of, ooh, I can get away from my parents and go down to, BFE and
get away with anything.
Get away with anything. And we were shooting off fireworks. We'd play volleyball at 3, 4 in the morning. Just all kinds of stuff. A lot of drinking at that time. I watched my cousin projectile puke across the table into my dad's lap.
Oh.
And, yeah, we found out he cannot do foam. And
All off the beer?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah, every time foam, he'd throw up. It was bad. But yeah, projectile missed the table completely. It all landed in Dad's lap. And it was all you hear is, damn it, come from the kitchen from where they were playing cards and, what is it, 3-man and asshole and all of that.
The classic drinking games.
Yeah. And it was just, it's amazing just to watch that or hear it. Because at that point I was done.
Just drunk and passed out on the couch.
I was on the couch. I wasn't drunk and passed out. I was only 17. So, I mean, I didn't really drink until roughly 2 years ago.
Late bloomer.
Not necessarily late bloomer. 19, had a kid.
Oh, that's, yeah.
So, I mean, that kind of really, I lost out on a lot.
Yeah, the whole 20s were just wiped out for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed out on all of that. But I hear your guys' stories, and, you know, I don't know where I would be or what I would be doing had I done that, had I had that opportunity. I think it would have been completely different for me.
Well, yeah, you would have had a whole different life.
Oh, yeah.
If you didn't have a kid at 19, you would have got to experience your 20s, go out at 21, legally drinking.
Legally, yes.
Legally. And then God knows what you would have gotten into.
A whole lot of trouble.
Oh, most likely. Everybody has
I probably would have had
some good drunk stories from being from 18 to 27. That's where the good stuff is.
Well, I didn't have my first hangover until I was 36. And the first time I ever puked from alcohol was earlier this year.
I remember that.
Yeah, a rough night. But
that's a lot of Fireball.
It still makes my stomach turn.
Cinnamon.
Ugh. I don't see how people can drink Fireball like that. I can just smell, like when it's open and it instant. Nope.
Yeah, you smell the cinnamon now. You're like,
yeah. I got so when I was 17, I was doing Bacardi 151.
Ah, yes, the flammable.
And I was so drunk one night that my feet were numb. And Dad told me to take the dog out. So I go to take the dog out and I stomp up every single stair because I cannot feel my freaking feet. So, and he come out of the hallway and he's yelling at me to be quiet. So
sorry, Dad.
It was fun. But that's the most that I've ever really been drunk, really. Well, to that point.
Yeah, I haven't seen you drink enough till your feet go numb.
No.
I've seen you spend 2 hours in a bathroom.
I can't move if I'm going to puke.
No.
It happens.
You were far better off in that bathroom than you were in the bedroom.
Yes.
That bed would have been ruined.
Yes. The floor, all of it. I mean,
that was
just
Crown Royal.
Was it Crown or Jack? I can't remember, but it was a lot.
It was like a half a bottle of that.
And it was 2 of the many things of Fireball.
10-packs of the Fireball.
I didn't have the 10 packs. I only had 2 individual bottles. I downed one of them, and then the second one, the cinnamon hit my lips, and I was done.
Oh, too much.
Yeah. Yep. And, you know, out of however many years drinking, that's the first time I've ever thrown up. And then 2 hours later, I'm fine.
Yeah, I finally got you in the bed. You fell asleep. 2 hours later, you just come waddling back into the dining room like nothing happened.
But yeah, and that was it.
I don't know how you do that. If I get that drunk, I'm done for the next day.
Well,
at minimum.
The same night, well, it wasn't the same night, but a different time, I think we were going to go to the bar. It was before all the COVID and shutdown stuff, and we were going to go out, And Craig and I started at home.
Oh, yeah.
And oh my God, were we were, oh, it was bad.
Yeah, you were texting me before I even got off work. We already started.
I think we had, half of the bottle gone by that point within, an hour and a half?
Yeah, because I think you texted me around 9 saying you were starting. I got off at 10:30. By the time I got home, you guys were just...
Oh, yeah, we were done.
And you're like, let's still go to the bar.
We had fun.
Yeah, it was a fun night, but it's like, Jesus Christ.
Till I get to that point where I'm just super quiet and super big-eyed holding my cup like it's going to go somewhere.
Like your baby Yoda just...
Yeah.
Mine.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. But I don't... As far as drunk stories go, I mean, I've got several with my sister, but...
Let's throw her under the bus.
Let's not throw her under the bus. She will hunt me down.
Boo.
So, yeah. We've had fun. When we were kids, we would always just go out and hit the back roads. I was always the DD. And I was everywhere. They'd always make me drive so they could drink. And
you were too big of a puss to put your foot down and go, no, I want to drink. You drive.
I was 17, always been afraid of getting in trouble. And it still sticks with me today. And I will be 39 years old. And I still am so afraid of disappointing the parents.
That's true.
It's very true. And it never goes away. Not for me, at least.
I'm trying to break you on that, and it's just not working.
It is not working.
You're still scared of the mama. Like she's going to whip out a belt and just beat the shit out of you like you're 12 years old.
More so scared of the mama than I am my dad.
Yeah, your dad's cool. He's like a big softie, but I know your mom.
You know my mom.
And I know that, she'll pull that fucking belt off and beat the shit out of you for crossing her wrong. But she's not going to do that to you at 39. She'll be disappointed.
You've met my mom. You don't think she'll do it?
If she would, if you killed the dog or something. But if you just...
Hey, Mom, I got 5 tattoos and I'm planning on getting a few more, but hey?
Yeah, she'll be like, Sam, I don't like that. She'll be disappointed. But she won't beat you up for it.
Are we talking about the same woman?
Yes.
No.
Yes. She already knows you have tattoos. And if you get more, damage is already done. How bad did she beat your ass when she found out about your tattoos?
She didn't.
What did she do?
It's just the look on the face, the whole mom disappointment look that every mother in this world has.
Oh, yeah. But did she beat the shit out of you? Did she...
No, there were people present.
Well, when the people were no longer present.
No.
No.
No, she didn't.
No, she was just disappointed and gave you the mom face.
Yeah, and that's worse than anything. The mom face is worse than anything I think I could ever.
We got a tattoo when we were in Vegas.
Oh, she's not over it.
She's not happy because she doesn't like tattoos, especially on her family. But she's not going to disown you. She's not going to chew your ass out.
She can't disown me.
No.
I'm too much my mom for her to disown me.
Yeah. You're fine. If you got another tattoo, she'd be like, damn it, Samantha. Mom face.
Do you know how much I've heard that in my life?
Damn it, Samantha.
Oh, my God. So much. Usually it's, damn it, Sam. But if she whips out that middle name, you know you're in trouble.
Yeah, that's what parents do. You drop that middle name, and that stops a kid dead in their tracks.
Oh, I did it with Haley.
Oh, yeah, it works.
Oh, no. Not with this one. This one's too hard-headed.
Yeah. I can see that. It's a brick wall a lot of times.
Yeah. To say the least.
To say the least. A little stubborn.
She's more than a little stubborn.
Tell an embarrassing story about her, because I know she listens.
Oh, my God. We were at Land of Illusion. We were in the clown house. And this kid absolutely hates clowns. Didn't tell her we were going in the clown house. She was about 3rd grade. Roughly 9-10 years old. Give or take. We're going through. She sees the first clown, instantly freaks out. They stay away from her for the most part. We get to the end of it, and we are standing there, and we're going in the line through the haunted house, like you normally would. We're standing there, and I let this clown guy get in front of me. I stopped, and he cut right in front of me and Haley, or right in front of me behind Haley. And she's just talking. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Let's do it again. I can do it. Typical
I'm not that scared.
Big kid stuff. Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't that bad.
So we get to the end of it. And to go out, you walk through, and then you immediately turn left, and that's where the exit door is. She's walking. Clown in between me and Haley. I'm just laughing so hard because I know what's coming. She turns around to talk to me after she asked me a question because I didn't answer her. And she comes face to face with this clown, looks up, and her feet automatically start patting. I mean, like running in place, not even moving. She can't move. And she turns around. Oh, yeah. Like
scared running in place.
Complete animated. Like the arms, legs going, the face just holy shit moment. So the kid finally gets her wits about her, and her feet are moving so fast that she can't control it, turns around and goes to run out of the exit, did not notice the cut to the left, and hits the fucking wall head first. And this was on, I think, a Friday or Saturday night. And fall pictures for school were that following Monday. She has a pop knot dead center in the middle of her forehead with a bruise around it in her pictures. And she's like, we've got to do a retake. I'm like, oh, no, we're keeping these.
Oh, yeah, this is going on the mantle.
Yeah. So I still have that picture. I have several of those pictures somewhere of bruised forehead pop knot.
I need
right
to see this picture.
Yeah. Or probably in storage or at mom's, but oh, God, it was so funny. I've never laughed so hard in my life about that. And then typical parent reaction to that is, oh, you want to do it again? Nope. Thought you were good. I thought you were big. I thought you were a big kid now. Yeah. If she could have told me to fuck off right then, I think she would have.
Whereas I don't have kids, so I don't get to. I would do that. That would be my life's goal as a dad, just to fuck with the kids like that.
Oh yeah.
Put the clown between you and them, knowing there's going to be that moment they're going to turn around and just lose their shit.
Oh, she did. It was so funny. To me, it was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. And she has her moments when it comes to doing and saying stuff. And she'll make my jaw drop. Like, where the hell did you come up with this? Where did that come from? She comes up with just some of the most off-the-wall stuff, and it's hilarious. I mean, overall, she's a good kid. We had our moments when she was a teenager and growing up, but other than that, she was always a good kid. She was never one of those to go and party. She was never one of those to sneak around behind my back. We have quite the open relationship, and she will tell me things. And for that, I'm thankful, because I know that when Tony and I were growing up, it was really hard for us to kind of go to our parents about some things. They were the older generation. They were more of the, hey, don't do this because I said so type things. And sometimes it was a little hard to talk about things with them. But now that we're older, I can talk to mom about almost anything. And if she gets upset, then she gets upset. We'll revisit it later.
But you can't apply that to tattoos.
I hate you.
If she gets upset about it, we'll just not talk about it and then pick it up later.
No, she's a good mom. She's always been a good mom.
I've always liked her.
She is she's quick to stand up for herself too. And
Oh,
that's one of the things that I love more than anything is she takes no shit from anyone. And I think that Tony and I both have that to a certain point. Like I have moments where I will get to the point of, okay, I've had enough. You need to stop now. And it just, and if you keep coming at me, I can take it until I hit my breaking point. A lot of people are, you know, one thing is said and they're automatically going off.
Oh, yeah, the people that like to fight at a drop of a hat.
Yeah. I'm not one of those people.
Those people who still wear affliction and go to the bar.
It's not that I'm confrontational. I avoid confrontation, but I'm also one that if you have a problem with me, come talk to me.
Right.
We'll work it out. If we do, great. If not, well, screw you. But I'm also not one to get upset because somebody doesn't like what I'm doing or what I'm saying. And if they want to, talk about it, fine. But don't come at me with things that are so, I guess, minuscule. And if you keep attacking me and pushing me into a corner, that's when I had my fill. And, I give several warnings. And then if it continues, then I will tear you apart. Always been that way. But Mom, immediately. And she's, nope.
No, she makes sure that you know where her position is at all times.
Well, and she makes sure you know where you stand.
And where she stands.
Oh, yeah. And but the whole family is like that on her side.
Oh, yeah.
The whole side is
all
like
your aunts
that.
and uncles are the same way.
Oh, yeah. They always have been. And most of my cousins are too. I'm more of the kind of, I'll keep quiet for a while. Tony always took up for me in school. She always took up for me when it come to other people, and she always does. She still does to this day. But I mean, she always has the older sister complex, I guess, and feels like she needs to fight some of my battles. Little sister, she can't stand up for herself. But, I mean, I can. But I have a high tolerance to bullshit that it just rolls off.
Yeah, that's how you put up with my ass.
Well, yeah. I sit here and
that
shake my
labored.
head at some of the things you say. And that's all I can do is just shake my head. There are no words.
I'm not that bad.
You're not. You have your moments.
Name one.
You want to put a fucking hickey on my forehead?
Yes. Yes, I do.
No.
Just once. You're not going. You work at home. Who's going to see it?
You know what my luck would be? I let you do that to get it over with, and I have to go to work the next day.
Get the email from the boss. Hey,
you got to come back in the office. No. And you want to shave my head.
I just want. That's not specifically you on that one. I've just always wanted to get some girl to go Sinead O'Connor.
There are several that do it. Why do I have to?
But people that I know.
My hair wouldn't grow at this point.
Yeah, yours is kind of just stopped growing.
Yeah. We're not shaving my head.
Well,
cancer. Cancer's the only way.
If you get cancer, then I get to shave it.
Nope. I'll shave it before you do.
No. I'm going to shave it while you're asleep.
I don't think so. I mean, I do sleep through damn near anything.
Mm-hmm.
But no. Fuck around and find out.
One of these days, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, but what is awesome is we're going on almost a year together, and we've not actually had an argument. We've not had any issues.
I have issues.
Well,
I mean,
personal
I have
issues is one thing, but I'm talking like we haven't had, like a week where we're not talking to each other because of something somebody said or nothing.
Or like an all-out fight, stupid fight over some petty crap. There's no point in it.
No. you left your fucking clothes on the ground again after I told you. No, we don't have that problem.
I think I leave my clothes on the ground more than what you do.
I think so.
Probably.
But it's not an issue.
There's no, I understand that people get stressed about money. I'm so
You are
bad about it.
That's why I'm taking over that.
I freak out about it. But there's no point in it. Okay, we have something that we don't agree on. Okay, we both have different opinions. You have your opinion about things. I have my opinion about things. There's no need to really, I'm leaving, I'm packing my shit. Okay, bye. Yeah. There's no need for that.
No. It's mostly all small shit anyway that just a lot of people will deal with, and it just lets that build. And then the next small thing gets added to the pile. And the next small thing gets added to the pile. And then it's an explosion.
I'm an exploder. Well, not necessarily an exploder, but I mean, I let things build up. I keep everything bottled extremely tightly. I will come to you if something's bothering me that I can't hold in anymore. But as far as an argument about it, I just really don't see the point in an argument. I can understand it if you guys, if we did have kids, which, thank God.
Can't.
Yay. But, I mean, I understand that you're going to see things differently as parents. I get that. I saw it differently with Haley's dad. I saw it differently with my ex-husband. But overall, I will correct my kid. If you need to correct her over something, fine. Say something to her. Tell her what she's doing is wrong or whatever. I'll spank my kid. I have before. There's no need for somebody else to spank my kid. Mom, she'll spank Haley. She has before. But again, different situation. But going back to the whole argument and things like that, if you and I disagree as parents, that's something that we need to talk about away from kids and get on the same page.
Yeah, you don't have the screaming match in front of them.
No, and you shouldn't. No one should ever have to deal with that, especially children. And especially if it's a broken home, because then it's tail carries from, oh, well, mom said this. Oh, well, dad said that. And that does nothing but piss off a lot of people, and then you end up in court.
Those little shitheads are expensive.
Oh, my God. I think since Haley's been 6 months old, I've spent in and out of court, I would have to say roughly $48,000 to $52,000 dealing with all this. Since she was 6 months old till the time she was 18.
That's not counting the actual expenses of having a child.
No, that's not
just
counting.
Court costs.
That's just court, guardian ad litems, lawyer's fees, court costs, everything else. That's not including her needs, such as,
Diapers,
baby
clothes.
formula, clothes, prom, anything and everything else that she needed, braces, all of that. That was on top of everything else.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'd really hate to math it out and see how much.
You don't want to.
I really do.
I think the average is $1 million.
I don't think it's that high.
Years.
I think it's about.
I can pull up the trusty Google on that one.
I think it's into the hundreds of millions, but I don't think it's, or not hundreds of millions, hundreds of thousands, but I don't think it's up in the millions. I think average is like $105,000 or something like that.
Yeah, I was way off. Middle income married coupled parents of a child born in 2015 may expect to spend $233,610 for food, shelter, and other necessities to raise a child through age 17.
Yeah. So take that and then add an additional, $50,000 we'll say on top of it.
Oh, they also have the number here for, it's $284,570 if projected inflation costs are factored in. That's just as of now. If you go by what they expect it to be in 17 years from 2015, 2032, it'd be $284,000 just to raise a child from birth to 17. It's a lot of fucking money.
It's a blessing I only have the one kid.
And you were wanting another one for a minute.
I was wanting
I was
one.
like, do you really want to start over at this age?
Well, I mean, it's not just this age. I've wanted another kid since I've had Haley. Stuff didn't work out. Things happened. And then it got so bad that I had to have the full hysterectomy earlier this year. And, you know, that was one of the best decisions I think I've ever done. And if I would have waited any longer to have that, it would have really, really messed me up. So that's another thing to look at. Plus, I mean, the only way that it would have been possible for that to happen, to have even another kid, even years ago when I was younger.
Test tube baby.
And it would have been roughly, I think it's what, $32,000 to $42,000 now.
Mm-hmm.
Or then, I don't know what it is now. But yeah, IVF isn't cheap. And it's not covered by insurance unless you're in a huge corporation that's worldwide, because a lot of places require that coverage. It's rough.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't want kids, so that all worked out.
It did. Because right now, I'll be, 39. Have a 19-year-old. She'll be 20 next year. And having to start completely over.
No.
Oh, we would have been a statistic.
Oh, yeah. Probably a murder statistic.
Well, I was going to prison.
Yeah. I ain't got the patience for kids. I like my time. I like my sleep. I like my money. I like what little sanity I have left.
You still have that?
A little.
Can you share some?
No. I'm greedy with that.
Yeah.
It's mine. My time.
Yeah, I meant the sanity. I think mine's gone. But as far as, kids and raising them, it's different. It's hard. It's hard work. And, my niece, she's hitting her teenage years. And it's, it's interesting. I can handle the baby stage, kind of youth up to about 9 or 10 years old, when they start hitting that preteen crap.
When they get their own identity and... Oh,
no. Oh, Haley and I had some doozies.
They get their own opinions and they start standing up for themselves.
I don't care that she stood up for herself.
Oh, no. I don't mean it like, standing up for herself against like a school bully or somebody's picking on her and she's, able to stand up for herself. Well, I mean, like standing up to the parents. I know more than you. I know you don't know anything.
Well,
and they get that attitude, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna punch your fucking teeth out.
Even when she got to that point with me, like trying to figure out who she was, it's hard. It's hard for kids to figure that out.
Oh yeah.
Especially, I grew up in a small town, small community. Everybody knew everybody. There weren't really a lot of places to work, so mom and dad knew almost everybody. Oh, you're so-and-so's kid. Oh, you're her daughter. And it's good, but it's not good because we got ratted out so much.
It takes a village.
Oh, it took a village. It took the whole village for us. But benefits of mom being on the life squad and fire department and working in the ER. And dad working at one of the main places that had a job within an hour. So, oh, you're Stoney's daughter. Oh, you're Sarah's kid. Yeah. She know where you're at? No. And a lot of times it was, if the life squad had a call that went to the ER, it was, hey, how's the girls? Where are they at tonight? Especially on a Friday or Saturday. It's the weekend. Everybody's out doing what they want. And she'd be like, oh, well, they're supposed to be at the movie theater. He's like, and they're like, well, yeah, I guess that's possible, but I didn't realize the movie theater moved over to the bowling alley.
The other side of town.
No, back to Ohio instead of Kentucky. And oops. Yeah, we'd get in trouble. A lot.
Ruined your childhood, but
it didn't ruin it.
That did not ruin it, but
it didn't ruin it. We were safe.
It keeps you, not keeps you. It makes it suck because you got the whole eyes of the neighborhood on you at all times. But as an adult now, as a parent, you're like, yeah, I kind of really like that because I like to know what my fucking kids are up to.
Well, especially in an area like here. You know, I'm small town. 3 stoplights, I think, in the whole town. And that was it. Up here, it's 3 stoplights and
2 blocks.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean,
Alleyways
it's a huge culture shock coming from, you know, the hometown to here. And I've been here now for just over 20 years. And it's not been easy. It's been a huge adjustment and trying to figure out where things are and where to go. And there's so much to do here that you get overwhelmed with, oh my God, we can actually do things. Because down there you had a theater and bowling alley and a shitload of back roads. That's it.
Well, here we have the theater, the bowling alley, and bars.
Well, I mean, we had a bar, but we weren't old enough to get into them.
Right, but I'm saying, like, as far as things to do, yeah, we got, Scene 75 and Golf down south, but
when you're coming from a small town that...
We have an Applebee's.
We didn't even have an Applebee's.
Do you even have a McDonald's out there?
No, we didn't. We had one. We had a McDonald's in Maysville, and we had a McDonald's in Ripley. In Aberdeen, we finally got a KFC and a Dairy Queen.
Ooh.
And I was about 16, I think, when those came in.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So, other than that, it's just little mom and pop places. Small town life.
Yeah, you come up here. Yeah, it's a big culture shock. And now that you've been here for 20 years, you're like, there's nothing to do.
No.
We can go to the bowling alley. We can go to the theater. We can go to the bar.
And there's not a lot to do, especially right now. But, I mean, even up here, you can join teams. You can join co-ed teams. Yeah, we had the co-ed bowling. They had that, bowling leagues.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't do that. We would go and screw off in the bowling alley for a few hours and have our fun and go. But there's really no leagues like you guys up here have. You have, dart leagues, bowling leagues. You can join
pool
co-ed,
leagues,
pool.
volleyball.
You can do volleyball. We didn't have that unless it was in a school sport. And when you're out, there's nothing.
Yeah, there's no population to build
to really counteract for it.
Right.
And it's hard. I mean, it's not hard. It's just, it's boring. But when we moved up here...
Hey, y'all want to go cow tipping?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We've done that so many times.
Did it actually work?
Go snipe hunting.
Oh, yeah, snipe. We did that at Camp Kern.
There was one weekend where, God, who was it? David, Ricky, I think Brian.
That would be Bri from Reign of Athena.
They would all come down. And, you know, down there we have fun. Mom and Dad worked a lot, so we'd always have free reign. And whenever Dave came in, it was, yeah, you guys can go with him. Freedom. And we would go and
Dave
have
don't
so
give
much.
A shit.
Oh, no. You know, we would go. He would come down, and he'd pick me up. He's like, hey, let's go. I'm like, well, where are we going? He's like, we're just going. Just get in. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, I got to call Mom. He's like, no, you don't. I'm like, yeah, I do. He's like, your parents love me. You're fine. Let's go. We went and got the biggest thing of industrial saran wrap that we could find. And we went out to the ER parking lot and saran wrapped Mom's car while she was in work. She could not get the door open. She was so mad. She gets home. She's like, I knew you were here. She's like, you're the only one who saran wraps my car anymore. I knew you were here. So, I mean, this is the same woman that would take cars of her friends, take them to the other end of town, take kite string, run it all over the inside of their car and spiderweb the car.
Oh, that's a good one.
And saran wrap it. Crawl out of the window and leave, because, you know, it was before cell phones.
Oh, yeah.
And leave a cardboard sign that says, hey, here's your car. So, yeah, we've done that several times. But, yeah, we got Brian on the cow tipping. We told him we were going to go cow tipping, and he had to tip over the biggest one. Okay. I'm like, but you got to make sure they're asleep. And
images of Tommy Boy are in my head.
Yeah, I mean, that's almost exactly what it was. And it was fun. Then we took him snipe hunting once. We left him in the woods.
To give him the bag and the stick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think everybody in a small town farm community type like that goes snipe hunting at least once in their life.
You have to. It's a rite of passage.
You have to. And then we would always get the illegal fireworks because we could go to Kentucky and get whatever we wanted, basically.
Right.
There was one time we had a big mortar round, and we went to set it off. And, someone decided it'd be a good idea to trim the wick from about, 3 inches down to about an inch and a half.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, no. It almost went through the neighbor's window. It exploded right before it hit the window, and we're just standing here in horror like, oh, no. It was bad. And
we used to chase each other with bottle rockets up and down the street, but never launched a mortar around
oh,
at
no, we
a neighbor's
wouldn't,
house.
We wouldn't chase with bottle rockets. We had the Roman candles. We'd shoot them at each other.
Those were always fun.
Oh, yeah. Going down the highway in Aberdeen. Well, not really a highway, but
down
the main road down in Aberdeen, and just shoot them at other people that we know. Going out the back roads. And, I mean, at this time, Generation X was huge in wrestling.
Suck it.
So you could always see us going down the road just doing the X. Blaring their walking in music. It was good.
He used to have that WWF entrance album.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we used to watch a lot of wrestling, like to the point that I had to stop watching it.
Why?
Because I got in trouble.
Did you reenact the people's elbow on somebody?
Not necessarily the people's elbow stunner, but...
Oh, that's a good one.
It is a good one. I was a huge Stone Cold fan, so it was... Yeah. Every time the glass broke, you knew.
You lost your shit. Like,
you
yes.
knew. Yeah. Yeah, you knew it was about to go down. But, I mean, there's small town. Small town living is, honestly, it's good up until a certain point. Like, after you get out of high school and after you get out of, or get to job age, there's nothing to choose from down there. And that's one of the main reasons we moved back up here, other than all family was here. I have a huge family.
Too big.
And they're all here. Well, all except for a few. But, so it would always be, oh, let's move to Dayton after you graduate. Okay. So 2 weeks before I graduated, we moved up here. It's probably about the same time I met you.
Probably.
And then had to travel back down for graduation. And the rest has been up here. I've been up here now longer than I have down in Aberdeen. I was 10 months old when we moved down there. And then we moved back up here when I was 18. So, yeah, been up here longer now. So this is technically home.
Yeah, you're going on 21 years up here.
June, end of May, beginning of June will be 21 years.
Legally allowed to drink.
I've been legally allowed to drink for a long time.
The time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
I was always in the city, except for where I was born. It was a U-Haul, church, and a post office. But now it's a fucking tourist town with 4 malls and resorts and all that stuff. It's a Hollywood, Florida. It's an actual destination now. And when I was born there was literally nothing there. But I was 3, so that didn't affect me at all. But yeah, I've been in the Dayton area and suburbs since I was 4 and a half, almost 5.
Yeah, I don't know. I think after being up here for so long and dealing with all this shit that comes with it, I would honestly prefer small town.
I prefer small suburbs.
Yeah.
Because I like
The convenience of everything.
The convenience, the grocery store, the gas station, just right down the road.
I mean, we had that, but
I mean a real grocery store.
we had Kroger. I mean,
But how big was it?
It was a decent size for the area. I mean, it covered Maysville, Aberdeen, Ripley.
Oh, so it was like
It was a big Kroger.
a multi-community store.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you meant you had just one down there in Aberdeen.
No,
It's
we
like,
had one.
I can see that being like, a corner market size Kroger.
Well, I mean, we had a little convenience store type of grocery store, but they were always 2 to 3 times more expensive than Kroger because it's just a little one-off.
Right.
So, yeah.
Kind of like how our Woody's was in West Carrollton.
Yeah.
And then once Meyer and Kroger moved in, it
Shut them down.
Yeah. It was like $4 a gallon of milk back when milk was only like $1.50 because they just priced him out.
Yeah. Yeah, the undercut, so to speak. Yeah. But it was nice. You just run down there for a few quick things. If you wanted ice cream, it's right there. If you needed eggs, it's right there instead of having to go, 10 minutes, 15 minutes across the river to Maysville to get just the smallest convenient thing.
Right.
So it's all about convenience on that. But the nearest mall or main shopping, if you want to call it, was an hour in either direction, whether you go to Lexington or you go to Cincinnati.
Yeesh. Never was one for the mall, but still, that to me, that's the convenience where the mall is like the town center area where you get everything you're needing. That's where the grocery stores and the one-off shops, the department stores and stuff like that. I don't need the mall, but I need that area every now and then because especially like Christmas time and stuff, it makes it easier.
It did, but it was nice to get away.
Oh, I am not denying that at all. That's why I like going down to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, down in Tennessee. I love going out to the lakes. I like to get away. But at the same time, I still want to keep that town, the town center,
the convenience,
the metro area. I want to keep that within no more than 15, 20 minutes away at the most.
Well, especially for stuff like grocery stores and necessities and stuff like that. I get it.
Yeah, because you don't want to drive an hour to go to a grocery store, and you get 45 minutes back, and you go, oh, fuck, I forgot the ketchup.
Yeah.
Here, it's like, I forgot the ketchup. I'll just run right back 6 blocks down the road and grab it and come right back.
Right.
It's not that big of an inconvenience.
It's not. I mean, and even down there, stuff like that wasn't really that big of an inconvenience. It was just across the river, and we had it. Or
Right.
we had the little one down the road. We had a Goodies, and I think the nearest one, is in Springfield, unless they've closed it now. I don't know. But we had a shoe store, a Goodies. We had Big Lots. We had Kroger. We finally got a Walmart.
They're running out of places to put those.
Yeah. They're like the McDonald's of the department stores.
And Starbucks. Walk outside of Walmart, across the street, going to Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
They are.
I could live in Tennessee. I can live by the lake. I could do that all day. Sit on the patio surrounded by the trees and the waterfront.
I will do
Perfectly
lakes
happy.
and woods before I would do a beach.
Oceanside.
Yeah.
Is that what you meant by beach? Oceanside?
Yeah, like
Or
an
like-
actual ocean
Okay.
beach.
Ocean beach.
Yeah.
Like, because, lakes have beaches too. Like, say, like up Lake Erie or...
Oh, yeah.
Something like
Lake
that.
Erie's gross.
Yeah, we're not going there. But
Ugh.
that's why I just want to make sure, like, what if the lake has a beach?
Yeah. No.
No,
there's a
Oceanside.
difference.
Yeah.
Yes, Oceanside. I can't do it. It's nice to visit. I love going to the beach.
You
But
know, like the calm, cool sounds of the waves at night.
It's
helping
not
you
that.
sleep.
I will be as red as a freaking lobster.
Yeah, you don't tan.
I don't.
You red.
I read. It's bad. It's really bad.
You did all right in Vegas.
Well, that was
113 degrees, no clouds.
no water reflection, though.
Yeah, no, didn't amplify.
And I could feel the heat and could feel the burning if I started to burn. At the beach, there's too much wind coming off the water.
Keeps you cool.
Keeps you cool.
The water keeps you cool.
I don't realize that I'm burning. until it's way too late. Like, if I'm at the beach, I have to reapply sunscreen, SPF 8 million, several times.
My little lobster.
Oh, it's bad. I mean, think of a Coke can. Yeah, it's about the color of it.
You just want to slap your back.
I would kill you. So what about you? I mean, you don't really have kid stories to share, like, you know, goofball hitting her head.
No, I don't have embarrassing stories because I don't really get embarrassed. But I've done stupid shit.
So what's your top stupidest thing you've ever done?
Stupidest thing? That's a good one. I actually have to think about this.
My guess is it involved a few of my cousins.
Yeah, bowling ball through the back window of a BMW. Legally stupid. Yeah, that was a pretty big one. Or mailbox bashing and having my back passenger window shattered by the bat that bounced off a concrete post, which shattered the glass right against my buddy's head in the backseat of my car. One of my not so proudest moments was when me and my friend Curtis, we were hanging out in the creek, and there was this tree that was like half fallen down into the creek, and we were trying for hours to get this thing to finally topple over all the way. And he climbs up on top of it, starts jumping up and down, and my smart ass bear hugs it from underneath, and I start yanking down as he's jumping on it. Yeah, it finally gave, and that whole tree fell on me, and I landed on the rocks in the creek, and it just squished, and it hurt very bad.
I can see you two idiots doing this.
I don't know. Young and dumb. I don't know what made me think if the tree goes, I'm going to have time to get out from underneath of it. Because my feet weren't on the ground.
Well,
I had to jump up to lock my arms around the top of it, so now I'm dangling. And
so you're bear hugging this tree.
Yeah, and then I'm just like forcing my weight downward.
While Curtis is jumping on it.
And yeah, it fell right on top.
Rocket science.
Yeah, I never said I was a genius. I might know a lot.
About a little?
I know a little about a lot.
Mm.
And physics at that time was not one of them. One of my favorite funny moments was when I shot that Jehovah's Witness with a pellet gun.
How many people have you shot?
Let's see. I don't know, 10 with BB guns and stuff. Not actual real guns or anything, but yeah, I've shot you in the head, point blank, with an airsoft.
A freaking temple.
Everybody else I shot at least with an actual BB gun, some kind of either a 10 pump or a pneumatic CO2 style. Yours was just an airsoft.
Yeah.
No, but there was a group of Jehovah's Witnesses walking through the neighborhood, and again, me and Curtis were at his uncle's side yard. We called it the alley, but it was just like a 3-foot wide patch of mud with a wood fence. And there was this knot hole in the fence that we can spy around the corner and see what the neighbors are up to. And we see the Jehovah's Witness group walking down the street, going door to door. And we had our pellet rifle with us that day. And I lined that barrel up into the knot hole. And I shot. Nailed her right in the ass. And she turned around and bitch slapped the guy standing next to her. She thought he slapped her ass.
Oh my God.
And me and Curtis are losing our shit. Laughing our asses off. And she's just yelling at him. Wasn't cussing, but she was yelling at him, smacking him in the shoulder. And man, we waited for them to walk past where they could see us, and then we fucking hightailed it back to his house.
I could see you guys doing this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just knowing you two from the time I've known you, 19 years now?
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah. Oh, Surprised Rick wasn't involved.
No, he wasn't involved with that one. He was involved with like the BB gun wars we used to have in the living room and dining room at the old apartment.
Said at the same time you threw the dart at Brian.
Yeah, it stuck it right in his chin.
Yeah.
Metal tip darts. They're
Those
fun.
were dangerous.
Especially in our apartment.
Yeah, me and Tony used to throw darts all the time at the fire department where Mom was on. And it, we may or may not have aimed at each other.
Sometimes you can't help yourself.
You can't. That's with any kid,
You
though.
shouldn't point guns at other people, fake or real. But sometimes you just...
Or pick up somebody's, gun, lay it on the counter, and just shoot him in the head.
I knew it was airsoft. You knew it was airsoft.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know it was loaded.
I did.
Yeah, well, you didn't answer fast enough when I asked.
Give me more than 2.2 seconds.
Is this thing loaded? Pop.
Yes.
But you still love me, so that's all that matters.
Maybe.
All right. With that, we're going to wrap it up here. Hopefully everybody enjoys their weekend. And we will be back on Monday with stories from Oregon and Danl's travels.
I'm so jealous.
And that little bastard.
Lucky.
Well, again, I want to thank Sam for coming in and filling in today. And all right, we will see you all on Monday. Have a good one.